Hey, what's up, everybody? Coach Matt, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Just got done with our Monday afternoon workout, sweating buckets. It's hot in here. Had to turn the fan off to shoot this video because it gets really, really loud. We don't put the air conditioning on in the gym until it hits 90 degrees outside, and we're not even close yet. So the next couple of videos you get from me, I'm going to be a sweaty, disgusting mess. But I wanted to continue what I was talking about in the last video, which has to deal with explosion. Now, explosion, as we explained in the last video, is kind of pointless in your throws if you don't have good technique. So those athletes that email me and say, hey, Coach Matt, how do I get more explosive? Here's a video of my throw, and their form and technique and their power position is just ugly. It's not worth it at that point to improve explosiveness. You can always, of course, continue to get more explosive in the weight room. You can always continue to get more powerful doing med ball throws and bounding and sprinting and all that other good stuff. But you're really not going to be able to put that explosiveness into play until your form and technique gets good. So the question that remained after last video is, well, how do we get more explosive? What's the best way to get explosive? Now, we've talked about this a little bit in the past. In a past video, we had a list of explosive exercises on the whiteboard back there. And we kind of gave it to you and broke it all down and said, here are ways that you can be explosive. Here are exercises. Here's some body weight stuff, med ball stuff, how to be explosive with dumbbells and barbells. These are the exercises to get explosive. Implementing those exercises into a program seems to be the tough part. Now, all this is coming from the fact that right now we're in our championship time of year. It's championship season. We're ready to go. My athletes are starting to peak. They're at their most explosive part of the year. They're all throwing big PRs in practice. They're all fired up. They're full of energy. We've been peaking them for about the past 4 weeks, trying to get them better and better and better every week, which has been working, and they're fired up to do well. Everybody else from around the country has been emailing me as well saying, Coach, I've got a week left. I've got 2 weeks left of my season. How do I get more explosive? Well, let me explain to you how this works. Explosiveness, you can taper down during your season. You can get more explosive, incorporate lighter weights, move them faster, things like that. But what's coming up next? After your championship meets, we have to look at the off season, summertime and the fall. Now, during the summer and during the fall, maybe even during the winter, if your state doesn't have indoor track, you should be working on getting, number one, stronger, and number two, more explosive. Now, those two things are on the opposite end, the opposite sides of the spectrum. If you look over here, you might have explosion. Explosion is moving as quickly as possible, taking your body weight or taking a light weight and moving it as quickly as possible. Strength is defined, or maximal strength is defined as taking as heavy a weight as you possibly can and doing that for 1 rep, and typically the velocity is very, very low. So we need to take a look then and say, well, if our goal is to get strong and explosive, how do we put these together? Now, I've started writing a new book. It's an off-season training book that's going to be ready in the next couple of months that breaks this down for you. But essentially, what you want to do is have 2 days a week in the beginning of the week that are going to be for building strength. Then, at the end of the week, you want to have 2 days that are going to be separate, building for explosiveness. Now, there's plenty of ways to do this. But essentially, what you want to do is on the days that you want to be explosive, you need to make sure that, number one, the velocity, the speed at which you're moving is extremely fast. So if you have a 300-pound max squat, putting 270 on the bar and doing it once is not going to be fast. Putting 130, 140, 150 pounds on the bar, that is going to be moving extremely, extremely quickly. If you have a 250-pound bench press, putting 220 pounds on the bar, not going to really do too much as far as speed. You're still going to be moving it slowly. Putting 50%, 55% of your max on the bar and moving that as quickly as possible, that's going to help make you more explosive. Things like explosive push-ups, different types of jumps and bounding, things like explosive overhead work, things like Olympic lifts, Olympic lifting variations, push jerks, push press, working with a lighter weight and moving that extremely quickly on a completely separate day that you're working strength is going to help you build explosiveness and build that velocity and build that power at the same time as you're building strength. Now, there have been methods upon methods that have been written out there. A lot of them were designed for powerlifters. A lot of them were designed with just velocity in mind, velocity-based training programs. Many of them have been designed for in-season training. We want to give you here at Primal an idea of what we do during the off-season to blend explosiveness and strength. Hopefully you guys like the book. It should be out. It's a sort of a second part of our Ultimate Off-Season Conditioning Plan, our Ultimate Off-Season Training Program book that we put out years and years ago that has been getting phenomenal results. Hopefully you guys like it and enjoy it, and check it out when it becomes available. Any questions on becoming more explosive, increasing velocity, increasing power, increasing your force, please make sure you email me, matt@primalatc.com, or leave your question down below. Also, Allegheny College Throws Camp, overnight camp in Pennsylvania, almost sold out. Western Kentucky has been selling like crazy. Western Kentucky, if you do not act, will be sold out very, very soon as well. Make sure to get yourself signed up. Make sure you guys go to the websites that are listed right down below. Read about the ultimate excellent coaches that we have, college level, Olympic level coaches that are at this camp that are going to help you hit more PRs. This is where you can come to work. This is where you can improve your techniques so all the explosiveness that you build during the off season can really, really come into play. All right, guys, leave those questions down below. Hope to see you in July at one of our camps, and I'll talk to you soon.